And we're here at Evergreen Speedway. I am here with Connor Meyer here in the booth.
Hello.
And this is the orange self-storage 75. This will be one of our, I believe it's actually one of our first actual short tracks on the schedule. One of the few. Another night race here. 27 cars back to our regular field. And we're going to go ahead and go through the lineup. Starting in the front row, we have Austin Yoakum coming off of a pretty decent run at Eldora to lead us again on the pole in his big red Toyota, starting in next to Joe Sanders in the 36. And behind them is Brett Pritchard in the 51 Bang Energy Toyota, starting alongside the 62 Team Designs Chevrolet. In the third row, we have Benjamin Thomas and the Pennzoil Ultra Platinum 9, starting alongside the Western Auto 87. Row 4, we have Big Man and his 8 Dodge, starting alongside Caitlin and her brand new Taco Bell 92. And then we have the number 60 Bass Pro Shops Tracker 60. Starting alongside Connor Meyer and his brand new 29 KSC. That car is finger looking good. Two cars side by side. We have the Mountain Dew duo. That is the Miss Johnson and Aaron Douglas, and the Baja Blast Sangria Blast 21 and the Mountain Dew Voltage 27. Got some waves from the Baja Lightning on the 27. Bambura in his Penske Truck Rental 72 is alongside the Napa Auto Parts 5. Former teammates Castile in the 99 Lord Coast Camaro is alongside the Craftsman Tools Ford Mustang and Coward. Thor Gunderson is starting side by side with Gabron. Kevin Campbell alongside points leader Spencer Davis. Preston, the Gear Rent 63, starts next to the Diet Coke 24. Scott Porter. And we have the 35 Earthwater Toyota, starting next to the Haas Automation Chevy. Jay Langler and the Pennzoil 19 starts next to Kyle Keats Target. And rounding up the field, as normal, Digger Johnson in 28. So, coming off Eldora, points shaking up and everything. We have a tightened lead and a lot of changes of who's in the top 10. Do you maybe see the way people are going to drive differently tonight? Or are we going to see reserve driving, defensive driving? What do you think?
Well, based off of how well the 10 and the 36 qualified, who are both locked into the chase, I think they're going for as many wins as they can get.
Still no repeat winners in all of what we've had for FARCA. That's been a very common theme. So it's quite something to have multiple wins coming into this league. It proves something big. So that would be cool for either one of those guys.
And this is the best chance to really have multiple wins based off of just qualifying positions, because the first 4 have all won a race this year.
It could be all 4 of them, too. I mean, another thing that is quite different for this race is Goodyear has brought a different tire for this flat track. They're trying to get something that all lines of the racetrack could handle, especially for something like this with no banking. So that could be a big help for getting the lead and keeping the lead, or also just hanging up there with the leaders. So we'll see how that handles, too.
Yeah, definitely. It's cars are, they said this is the best car they've ever had here. It'll be interesting to see if that's true.
K&N test here before, but they haven't actually been able to deal with a more powerful engine like ours. So it'd be interesting to see how their tire
drivers
help,
start your engines.
With the power assist, if drivers get the command, so we now wait for the flashing go graphic Dodge Challenger pit road. I'm excited to see this. We're getting closer to the halfway point of the season. I think we're going to have some fun with this.
Yeah, at this point, it's almost must win for all the drivers who don't currently have a win yet.
Yeah, they really need it because of the amount of lack of repeat winners that this league, this series really has. It's very crucial to these guys to get a win and get yourself locked in as soon as you can.
With such few races left and already 6 different winners, you can't be points racing anymore.
No, it's got to be wins. Field's bunched up. They cross the line. Racing has begun. Yoakum already takes quite an early edge. Brett Pritchard follows suit in the second.
Toyota 1, 2, 3 currently with a Dodge underneath a Chevy.
Two Dodgers following behind him. That 36 looks like he's quite off pace.
That's interesting, but I mean, it's really too early to tell.
I mean, he's dropping back.
He's dropping a lot. He's one of those drivers with the win, so even if something were to happen this race, he's still locked in.
That's very true. Meanwhile, up front with Yoakum, Pritchard is knocking on his back door. Yoakum, in the meantime, has actually decided he loses actually at 3 and 4. Driver still trying to figure this track out. Looks like DeLusso for the fastest time so far tonight. 23.177. He is currently in the 3rd spot, right behind the 51. So he's got a fast car. That is a shit.
Looks like the 36 has picked it back up again.
Certainly has. Whatever they had wrong in the beginning, they had it figured out. That research car has been some good luck for him.
He's had pretty good luck in all of his cars he's run so far this year.
Yeah, that's for being a lower team, that he has done exceptionally well. Him and Big Man both share similar stories like that. Who is right behind him in the 5th spot.
I don't even think at this point you can call them a lower team anymore. They have, 3 poles, 2 wins in their first season.
Pretty true. I mean, they've done really well. Can't knock them out.
Last week at Eldora, they had 3 cars in the top 5.
Right behind them, Ben Thomas moves around Douglas for the 6th spot. And something was wrong with one of the Western Auto Racing cars. For starting so high alongside her teammate in 7th, she has already dropped back to what was scored in the previous lap as a 26th position.
The 87 fell back a lot too.
And the 29. Something is not right with a few of these cars. These guys were all at the top, and so is Davis for somebody who's so high up in points.
And that's 3 wide ahead of them.
That is Bambura, Langley, and Caitlin. Bambura sees that's a bad idea here. He's still hanging on the outside, though. There he goes. That's unusual for that team. Best in the world racing 2 cars, the back of the pack.
Especially in the last couple of weeks, that 30 car has just had a lot of bad luck.
He has. Right on the back bumper of Johnson's car right now. He's got to be extremely frustrated. You're once leading points, but with no wins, and this could ruin the championship run for you from a guy that we thought, or once said, was untouchable.
That 27 cars coming off her best finish last week at Eldora.
Still right now riding in the 21st position. Grassa almost turning the 60, going into the corner. He hit hard on the brakes to not spin him out. He is a man that always manages to find some bad luck one way or another.
And whether it's engine failures or accidents, he's always got something going on. Last week, him and Campbell got into it a couple of times.
Big time. We got to make sure they stay away. Speaking of Campbell, he has raced himself from 19th to the 7th spot and is still climbing. He is currently 0.2 of a second faster than the 62, and he is actually the same time faster than our leader. So he's got a fast car right now.
Well, that's kind of surprising because, they tend to struggle, every week.
Usually they usually have some sort of mechanical failure and kind of in a wreck, but he's moving right now to get into the top 5. The 9 and the 93 put the 36 both behind them. That is now him in the top 5. He's already looking to peek it to the inside now with the 9 car. He is not joking around right now.
Oh, he's trying to get the guaranteed chase spot with a win.
Tire model seems to be looking pretty good so far, not a problem. Some teams, though, complaining. Those were probably all the cars that fell immediately back. Toyota's definitely struggling with that tire, though. Yoakum seems to not be too harmed, but there's a lot of cars that fell immediately back, and that's what consists basically of 21st on back, besides Bigger Johnson.
It looks like the 93 really likes these tires, though.
Oh yeah, his Ford is flying. Surprisingly, with the other Fords performing so poorly today, he is just up there, waiting to get around Pritchard right now. She's trying to hold him off. Ben taking advantage and went straight to the inside of the 93.
That's
Three
the
different
best
manufacturers.
That's the best thing for the 51 right now.
Exactly what he wants. Keep the people battling behind him. Nine makes his way all the way around. '93, he may have charged, but he may have just worn the crap out of the tires really fast.
Yeah, he's starting to fall back now.
Too much heat on him, maybe. I let him cool off for a little bit. Still close to the bumper of that 9 car though. Looks like he actually put the bumper to him this time.
He's trying to get around that 9 car.
He is. Wow.
I mean, I guess at this point, it's almost Ben's best bet to kind of just move out of his way before the 93 turns him.
Almost going down, the 93 is speeding up. He's trying to get around. He's pushing him down the front stretch. Yeah, there he goes, straight to the inside. He's trying to cheat. There is contact right there. Every second he knows he is losing spots from Yoakum. There he goes.
Finally clears him. They've already caught the 28.
28 is that car's been off pace multiple races.
3-4 weeks in a row, he's been slower than everybody else.
87.2, not looking too fast. Definitely hurting the 62. He is not moving out of his way. You can't be doing that. 62 practically pushing him around the corners. If he could pass on the outside, and we have a car in the wall. That is the 29 car stopped up at the top. We are under caution. 21 was also shown there. That may be involved. You can see what happened there. We are under yellow, though, because of it.
Well, it looks like the 21 just came in for a pit stop.
So what happened to that KFC car, though? Oh, it looks like a failed motor across the front stretch. May have accidentally maybe downshifted or something. That thing just blew up fast. Update for Toyota. It's one of our first failures of the night.
Somebody else comes down pit road now. That was a big break for the 62. We ended up getting stuck behind the 28 for so long.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be able to get a nice reset. We'll see what the 93 does. However, he is a long-run car, clearly, and we will now have a short run.
I think so far the best overall car is probably that 10 car.
Definitely, that car has great short runs and no long run fall off, which really seems to be key with this new tire. Trying to set up that balance for both of them, but man, if we get another good run, that 93 may come back alive and just shoot around. However, for some reason, he was scored in 13. There he goes. Yeah, he's still in fourth. Good pit stop for Gabron. Moved him up quite a few positions in his Ford. That is a sister team to that 93 car. Both of those single car operations helping each other out. Word from the Toyota Racing Development Garage, the reason for the engine failure was a header off of the 29 car failed on the passenger side of the motor.
The 21's currently a lap down.
Yes. He will be currently scored lead laps, so he will have to try and defend it. He was on pit road at the time of caution, trying to short pit for pit strategy, and that did not go well. But you gotta gamble. Teammates of that, both of his teammates, both running. That is a bad day for Western Auto Racing. 23rd, 24th, and 25th.
That's definitely not the day they were hoping for, especially with the 21 and the 87 starting so high up.
The 21, 87, and 30 are all in the back 20 of the field, and they're all in the top 10 in points, all with no wins.
This is going to be another one of those point shake-up kind of days.
Yes, so you would think this would be just a regular race day, but no, tires are arguing with these points leaders. They do not like it.
Now, the drivers that like this the most are, Yoakum and Onesto and Pritchard.
Oh, I'm sure they are happy. They've been up here all race long. Onesto has secured this race so far pretty damn good. He's almost got to an additional 2 bonus points. If he can hold on to this lead for 4 more laps, he will secure the midway and the most, for sure. 28 car moving up to the front of the pack, and they will have 2 lapped cars to have to work around. This could also shake things up.
Well, the 21 still has speed in it, though. the 28 that's going to be the biggest issue trying to get around.
Yes, that car is slow. And it may have a problem with Ben's car. He's pulling off the track right now. He is scored in the 5th position, and he is now moving on to pit road. We are going green, though.
That's definitely not what he was looking for.
We'll check up on that here in a bit. That's another issue for Dodge. Their bad luck continues. 62 gets held up big time by the 28, though.
93's already moved around the 51.
That was quick. And the 12. They're going to make it 3 wide and in contact with the 28. They are going as hard. 62 going for the lead on that one. What a ballsy move. That's for that extra bonus point. It's coming up in 2 laps. Look at that car just came alive.
Well, he's been quick. He just got stuck behind the 28 last run, and now the 28 just making a mess of everything.
Yeah, so they're making it 3 wide, multiple lanes back. 51 definitely getting a short hand on this one. Crash that goes to the inside to make it 4 wide in the corner. Oh, that could not end well. Contact with the 63 and the 5. Hold on. That's why they get paid good money. We stay green with no wreck. 62. He leads this lap around. He will get that extra bonus point. That is exactly what he would need.
Now he's catching the 21, trying to put him a lap down.
I mean, we're not going to want that, of course. He was kind of hoping there would be a caution right there with the 28 car. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. 62 has got a ton of speed and moves right around him, puts another lap down. Curious as to what lap time he will lay down with this run he has here. However, we have an issue. Caution is out. There's smoke. Notice them slowing up. Wonder who that came out for.
Was an issue with the 30, maybe?
Was it the 30? Yeah, he's quite slow. Oh, okay, I see. Coming out of turn 4, he just got squeezed with the 87 and 83 and had nowhere to go and got turned around. Man, that's got to be so frustrating for that team. Currently riding aside from the other, pretty much last at this point.
The 2 teams involved in that, which Best in the World and Western Auto, are both really high in the points, and they are all really low in this race.
Just really unfortunate about that. Cars that were doing so well at one point. Waiting as they tiny marks to come around. And the reason for the 9 car leading the race, he had a suspension failure. Looks like he dropped an A-arm right before they were about to wave that flag. It was a good thing they caught it before they went green, because that would have been really bad going into turn 1. Another restart. We'll see how the 62 will handle that. Still on older tires. They did not elect to pit for this caution.
And the 93 kind of lost a little bit of ground on that.
Yeah, he did.
That was in there.
Looks like Yoakum is going to opt for pitting. He is by himself on this stop. Could be strategy, though, in case we get another long run. Because if we do get another run, this is right in the window where he was, and his car was as fast as it was. So this could be good strategy played by the 10 car. Then again, he's just betting we don't have another caution.
I mean, even if there's another caution, though, he could just
Not pit.
to the front. But it would have to be a really quick caution.
So if we get late race cautions, that would work in his favor in the last 10 laps.
A couple of cars that started farther back in the race are now up front. The 1 car and the 42 car.
So keep in mind, we don't get repeat winners that often here. The 1 and 2 have already won races, but behind them for Manco Motorsports, who has made a nice rebound. Winless, 42 as well, is up there. 93 is now in the 6th position. Just keep that in mind.
And the 42 has a win also.
Disappointing. The 10 car, same issue as the 9 car, is out of the race for a suspension failure. Yoko, leading this race, is out. That is so unfortunate for that team.
Went from winning last week to not finishing this week.
Full domination to a failure. As the green flag is now back in the air, 62 leads him to the corner. 21 trying to hold on and maybe get his lap back. Let's see what he can do. Outstanding job so far. He's really trying. Gabron trying to make his presence known. He's on the inside. See the bumper of the 62 goes Gabron. Wow, contact going into that corner. That is for the lead. He is really trying.
Right behind them is the 8 car.
Why with the 28 car right there, this could always be an issue. Like, it's really tedious right here. Oh, here's 2 guys you don't want side by side.
Kraft and Campbell.
Watch these guys. They crashed each other 3 times at Eldora before one of them was thrown out of the race. LeBron is sandwiched by Dodges.
Ernesto got around the 21, and now he can start running away.
Douglas at this point needs to just move over and let Manco go through. But he also doesn't want to let that Ford go. Wow, Gunnarsson made quite a move there. Kraft at 2, contacted the 93, just moved him right out of the way. I would expect a return from the 93 for that. Two very aggressive drivers.
It was a very quiet race, but there's the 35 of Timmy Weathers.
He always comes up out of nowhere. We mention that every single time. We never talk about this guy, and then he's there.
And the next thing you know, he's in the top 10.
And then now he's about to be the top 5. So it's a very nice and fast pace. But the 62 hasn't quite, I wouldn't say checked out. But now that the 21's been moved to the outside, we'll see how this goes. LeBron, Gunnarsson, and Mann following behind him at a very fastly approaching 35 Toyota. But now drivers have to be cautious. They can't drive so hard on their cars. We've had 2 suspension failures and an engine failure. You've got to be careful. And Gabron has caught it. And that's so fast.
Caught him quick.
Gunnarsson following suit. That car is still going really fast.
Gabron has had a fairly quiet season after winning the opening race at Daytona.
He has. He kept getting bad luck, caught in the back of the field, kind of like how our points leader is right now. It's hard to move and work past that, and then you're held to such a high standard after winning a race like that. It's a lot of pressure, so it's good to see him finally overcoming that.
And there's the one car catching up to him now.
Like I said, as stories follow, repeat winners don't happen, and here comes Thor and that number 1 Monster Energy Dodge.
Trying to get Dodge's first win this year.
They have so many cars in the top 15 in points. None of them have won. A little bit further back, Big Man has got the 35 right on his back bumper. Kyle Keith also moving himself up there as well. Don't forget him.
93 right behind him, who was a pretty good long-run car earlier in the race.
Oh, that's close, but very good. Almost like a tandem right there. They pushed each other across the front stretch for a little extra speed and then dove right underneath Gabron.
Gabron's not giving up yet, though.
No, he is not. He has definitely thrown the block and shaking that up right there. Racing get a little intense here towards the end. He has less than 20 laps to go. There's Kyle Keith, as we were mentioning. He is now underneath the 35 car. That's his target Chevy. Another team that just pops up out of nowhere. Never not talked about, though. That's one of our, what we would call legendary teams, one of the originals. As far as leading, though, it is still all 62. The one in second has not been able to catch. He has a complete second behind him. But none of these guys, actually the one car has laid down faster lap times. Actually, there you go. He caught it by half a second. This may be a nice change right here.
And the one's trying all he can to get up to the 62 now.
He wants this win. He wants it bad. Dodge's first win, Manco's first win would be fantastic. His teammate right behind Gabron will be moving into the third, hopefully soon for some backup. And slowly but surely, even at this rate, he could still catch him. This is just one of those situations you've just got to hit your marks. Don't mess up. Be perfect.
How close are they to catch him at 28, lapping him again?
You know, that's another interesting thing. 28 looks like he is just now entering the front stretch. They're in turns 3 and 4. That interval is getting closer and closer as well.
It's going to be whoever deals with the lap car the best, really.
Well, the lap car being a Dodge, we think we know who they would favor, but sometimes that doesn't happen, especially when it's your own team.
Yeah, especially when it's a teammate.
That is where things can go wrong fast, especially with a team owner like Big Man. You don't want to screw with him. So, eventually, get out of his way or get fired.
And he's not scared to fire a driver.
No, especially with somebody who is performing as underwhelmingly as the 28 is. Previous NFL player not doing so hot in racing. Coming down to our 10 laps to go mark. He is 0.3 of a second behind the 62. They're about the same for each lap interval. 28. And it could be close as the one goes underneath him.
Trying to make that pass.
He's trying all he can. They are now door to door. Going across this time, it is still the 62 leading. Has a little bit of an edge here, but the 62 will get some speed. He lets him go. One car, now you're the leader.
How about the 12 and the 8, 42 and all them catch back up, though?
That sure did. Gabron is right behind the 62 now. Big man. Campbell. Porter out of nowhere. Into the top. That car's got speed.
It's almost like every week, you get about 10 laps to go, and there's the 24 car. I'm working his way back up.
If they can make these adjustments sooner in the race, they will win this year for sure. That is definitely a winning team. And it's always in those Coca-Cola cars as he moves into the top 5. It's not a far-off interval. If he keeps his pace up, he can get up there. Big Man just cut him off, though.
Big Man's had enough of staying behind Gabron. He wants to get past him now.
Yes, he's done with this. Almost a three-wide situation. Man, he tries to accelerate quick.
The 62's back on the one bumper.
He certainly has. Big Man doing everything he can to hold him off. 24 is able to get by 62. Oh, we're running into the 5 laps to go now. This could get interesting. 28 now about to be a factor. Don't hold off your own teammate. Now this will allow the 24 to recatch, who will catch fast. This is where it can get a little hairy. We'll see what happens. One car needs to move over and get past him. There he goes. 24, yes, recatching. 62 follows suit. There's the 24. They are all there. 1, 2, and 3. 3 laps to go.
That 24 has come out of nowhere.
Wow, the speed that car has. He's now going to look towards the inside of the 62. Let's see what he can do across the front stretch. He's got time. There is 2 laps to go. He can do this. Monster versus Coca-Cola. Chevy versus Dodge. Can Thor hold him off? I don't think he can. There goes Porter. Wow, that car came alive. Porter is now your leader with 2 to go. That's insane. We were just talking, if they can make these adjustments early enough in the race, that car will win. I guess I spoke too soon. Because they are going to win. It'll be white flag this time around.
That's a big heartbreak for Thor and Dodge and man.
This was about to be their big break, but I mean, you can't knock off Keith Motorsports. You also just talked about how this is a legendary team. They've been here for years. And this is still well-deserved for our team. We've talked about Porter almost every single week. A big congratulations to the Diet Coca-Cola team.
And that's Keith's Motorsports' second win of the season.
I believe that's Scott Porter's first career win.
That's his first career win, yeah.
So congratulations to Keith Motorsports and Scott Porter. Easily well-deserved.
And the trend of no repeat winners continues.
7th different winner this year. Kyle Keith is going to celebrate with a victory lap for his team. Go ahead and do it, man. That's great.
And there are 2 cars in the top 5.
Very happy team owner, I am sure. Big heartbreak, though, for Dodge. I mean, after such a bad race, so many of their cars not even being in the top 20 and then almost winning and losing at the last second, that just sucks for them, man.
I think at some point the 5 car went a lap down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there with him. Probably had a pit, maybe had a bad tire. Another big headache, too, is Toyota. I mean, they had so many cars starting in the top 10. Ended up finishing 1 with a blown engine, 121st, 14th. I mean, what happened there with that team?
Who knows? That's kind of the second week in a row that they had one car do really well, and then the rest kind of had issues.
Multiple suspension issues and failures. I mean, hopefully that manufacturer get things sorted out for the next race. But I guess it's not too terrible for what. I mean, I'm sure points-wise it won't be that bad, but they need wins. That's actually my thing. Toyota needs wins.
3 wins so far this season.
However, those drivers, the only driver who has been consistent of those is Joey Sanders, who did just get another top 10 and is now tied for top 10s with Spencer Davis at 4. I mean, that would be at 5. But that's the only Toyota that's really been performing well. Austin Yoakum, who, yes, has a win, may points-wise now drop down big time, and that may leave Sanders as the only Toyota in the top 10. And for the points-wise, chase-wise, they're locked in. They're fine. But points-wise, they're dropping fast.
That is true.
Onesta, who's also been a previous race winner and struggling in points, this will be a good day for him.
Another solid points day for Big Man. Who has
he should surely still be in there. Yeah, he will still be in the chase. Osborne was hurt. Porter, now with the win, confirms his spot. Luis, he's going to drop out now. What's crazy is Lemon, Langley, Coward, Meyer, Douglas, Castile, Davis, all these drivers in the top 15 in points all did so poorly today. Whereas I can't say really who would be up there with points then. This is going to change a lot of things around.
But I believe one thing that is safe to say is that we will have a new points leader after this.
Yes, for sure. Well, I believe after this, Sanders will be the points leader, being that Castile, Douglas, and Davis and Yoakum did a bad job. If not Sanders, then Big Man will be second to that as well, which is deserved because that team has come back alive, as shown today by their performance for their top 5s.
Well, next week we got our first road course of the year at Watkins Glen.
That is going to be interesting. Of course, with this being a road course, we once again will allow the teams to open up the field. We will have, again, 36 cars racing, so that'll also be interesting.
That'll be the most cars we have on track at once.
That'll be, yes, because we've had 36 entrants. This will then be our biggest race. That'll be the Den at Glen. Well, I think after another interesting shake-up for points, that'll be it for us today. Once again, we'd like to congratulate the Manco Motorsports for a good effort today, and the big congratulations to Keith Motorsports and, more importantly, Scott Porter in his 24 car. My great win. Any notes to take away after this one?
Just Dodge. When will they get their first win?
They need it, and they need it soon. They're coming up to Watkins Glen, and it's a chassis run race. They're known for their good chassis, so this may be a good place for them. If not, we have Auto Club and then Anybody Shake Up, which will be Talladega coming up soon. And with this only being a 20-race point season, we are actually halfway into the regular season now. So keep that in mind for your teams. For that, we will see you guys next time.